Hi everyone, I'm Daphne, this is Paper Station, and I'm here for another Inktober flip through. This is for week 3. I actually can't believe that it's been 3 weeks that I've been doing this and I haven't missed a day. I'm actually pretty proud of myself. I think the final video will be a little more than a week from now when I finish the challenge, because it's like another 3 days or something. So, I think it's going to be brief. I haven't really changed much from what I've discussed in the previous videos, so let's see what I did this week. I've kind of noticed a pattern that when one day has been very time consuming and very hard, then the next I tend to go for something simpler. So we had day 14, which was this really complex steampunk clock, which took a lot of time. So day 15 I had a botanical theme and I just went with practicing drawing some leaves. Nothing really fancy, no shading, no color, just the shapes. Then moving on, day 16 was a mandala. This also was pretty challenging, but the good thing is that I found a new texture. I did very subtle cross-hatching in these sections and I really like the effect, and I hadn't done this before. It just happened while I was drawing this. I would have liked my page to be a bit wider so that I could have a full circle, but that didn't quite work out. But it just, you can see the design. And it was, I did some new things here that I haven't done before in other mandala doodles, so it was, I think, a success. Day 17 was another tiles design, which was a bit frustrating in this case because I picked, I don't really like some of the designs that I picked. I don't think I drew them very well. There's a bit of a color scheme going with a lot of burgundy and grey and kind of earthy tones. Some I like, some I don't like as much, but still, it's an experiment. Yep, so day 18 was bottle. I had a lot of ideas for this. I was thinking bottle, maybe the classic image of a ship in a bottle, but I could do a spaceship in a bottle, which of course I'm not the first person to think of that, but I kind of didn't have enough time and just couldn't manage to do that. It was very complex. So I found this image. This is from an illustrator. I found it on Shutterstock. It was royalty free and I really liked it because I was thinking maybe something to do with the sea, things like that. So this was a bit simpler because it's just one tentacle holding a bottle, and I kind of like the way of being able to just use blank ink to see if I could, if I could render the image. In a way, it's not perfect, but it was a good experiment, as most of this challenge has been. Day 19 is another Zendala doodle. I really love this pattern. I'm not sure if you can see the color, but it's not black. It's a very deep green, and I talked about my pen that I used to draw this in the Instagram post. It's a Pilot G2, and I think the color is Hunter Green. It's called. I googled it. I haven't found this pen before. I found it by chance in a stationery store that I don't really go to. I passed from it and I thought I'll go in and browse, and I found this pen and I only bought one. And now I'm thinking I don't really want to use it because I love it and I don't want it to run out of ink, but then I found that I can find it on eBay, so I might just order a few pens because this is a really beautiful deep rich green color which really doesn't show up on camera, but it's there. Day 20 was breakable, and I had this idea of drawing sea urchin shells because I really love them. I used to pick these as a child from the seaside, from the beach. And I really like them, and I like the colors and the textures. They're a bit wonky, they're not perfect. Maybe I should have used a compass, because in my reference image they're rounder than I've made them out to be, but I like the opportunity I had to experiment and see how I can draw these and how they're gonna look. So that was day 20, and then Day 21 was yesterday, and it was hard. It was kind of disaster struck yesterday. So I had this idea that I wanted to draw Celtic knots because they're designs that I really like, and I wanted to try and draw a few of these. So, and I had this idea that I wanted it to be a double page spread. I've counted my pages. I saw that I could afford to sacrifice this page and work, and I work directly on my notebook. And then I thought, okay, I'm going to do a fancy Celtic, is it Celtic? I'm not sure. Celtic, I think, border around my page. And this took a lot of time. It was a disaster. I couldn't get the proportions right. I found an image online for this, and I couldn't get the corners right. This is not how it looks in the image that I found, but I just had to do it at some point, had to finish it, or I would have to scrap the page. You can't really see it very much, but I tore the page here when I was erasing the pencil marks, and I had worked so long on this that I just didn't want to do it again, so I just stuck a bit of sticky tape on the back. And I thought I might do a bit of shading on the border. That didn't work. And I was like, I finally started working on the actual designs in the evening. And I posted the image a day late. I actually wanted to fill the both pages with little designs, but it took so much time that I thought, okay, I'm going to leave it like that, and maybe come back to it and try and draw a few more designs at some later date, because really I did not have enough time to do this. I was ready to like give it up and say, okay, day 21 never happened, but it's okay. It worked. It doesn't look that bad. The border, these always look so much better when they're online, because of course people don't really draw them by hand, or they have other ways of drawing them by hand than I do. But I kind of like the way they turned out. This was really not good. I can't do I tried measuring and then using a ruler, and that didn't work. This, I like how it turned out. It wasn't so complex as it seemed. This could have had better proportions, but it's okay. And I'm pretty happy with this one, because it was very difficult and it took a lot of tries to actually get the shape to look somewhat symmetrical, but I like how it turned out. And this also, but that wasn't that hard. It's not, the proportions aren't great, but it worked. And I am at day 22 today, and it's less than 10 days to finish the challenge. So I'm happy. I think I can manage it. I have some really nice prompts coming up in the next few days, and I think yeah, I'll check in again next week when it's done and show you the rest of my prompts. And if you'd like to see more about my process and how it works, I have a lot of stories on Instagram highlighted on my profile, so you can see like how I work and the various stages that the images go through before they're done. And if you'd like to subscribe to my Instagram, like follow me on Instagram and subscribe to this channel if you'd like to see more videos. And of course, if you have any questions or anything you'd like to discuss or point out, you can always leave me a comment. Talk to you soon.